Heidi Anderson, here today celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Ann and Roy Butler Hike and Bike Trail at Lady Bird Lake. Pioneered by Lady Bird Johnson and the Town Lake Beautification Committee with a vision to create a simple walking path in the heart of downtown Austin. Nearly 30 years later, a group of trail lovers formed the Trail Foundation to enhance and maintain the Butler Trail, and since that time, TTF has played an integral role in transforming this public amenity into a vibrant urban path, now serving more than 5 million visits a year. In June of this year, the Trail Foundation and the City of Austin Parks and Recreation Department signed a new agreement designating the Trail Foundation as the primary steward of the trail with an expanded role in its operations and maintenance. Today, we renamed the organization the Trail Conservancy, reflecting a new era of environmental stewardship and conservation efforts that will continue to expand, enhance, and beautify the Butler Trail for the benefit of all Austinites. I'm here to give you a sneak preview of all the exciting projects that the Trail Conservancy has in store. One Trail Conservancy project nearest on the horizon is the Rainy Street Trailhead, scheduled to break ground in just a few short months. With the growth of Rainy Street District, the connection between the trail and Rainy Street is becoming more vital for transportation and access to nature. This gateway to the trail is an important entry point that we envision improving the ecological function, providing expanded recreational benefits, and increasing amenities for the neighborhood and trail users. Imagine everything from nature play for families, beautiful shade trees, and a great new opportunity for water access. This next project will break ground in just a few short weeks, so stay tuned. We partnered with the Austin Parks and Recreation Department to replace and enhance the existing exercise equipment that sits adjacent to the trail near the intersection of South Lamar and Riverside Drive. This project will replace existing items on the site, including the exercise equipment, seating, and drinking fountain, and will increase fitness opportunities in the area. Just last week, the Holly Trail realignment was completed, and this area was opened to the community, a historic moment for our city. The Trail Conservancy will be working diligently with the community to determine which amenities in the Holly Vision Plan can be brought to life next, such as an ADA fishing pier that will be part of the Holly project, which we hope to break ground on in the next 2 years. We're also bringing shade trees and other enhancements to this newly accessible area. Next week, the City of Austin will celebrate finishing the first phase of the Seaholm Intake project. The Seaholm Intake is an iconic Art Deco building that was once the pump house for the Seaholm Power Plant. Seaholm operated as a power plant until 1989. In 1996, Austin City Council authorized the decommissioning of the plant and all the associated buildings in preparation for the future adaptive reuse. In the fall of 2016, we began discussions on steps to ensure the greatest public benefit, launching a collaborative planning study led by internationally recognized architecture and urbanism firm Studio Gang. This study provides industry recommendations regarding the programming, phasing, operational, and financial model to develop a world-class public facility that will respect the historic significance of the Seaholm Intake structure. With the wrap-up of Phase 1 of the project, the Trail Conservancy is taking up the torch for Phase 2, launching into fundraising and design development for a way to finish the development of this project to celebrate this building and park space and integrate it into part of the civic life of Austin. The community has been waiting for the opening of this public adaptive reuse space as a new way to enjoy Lady Bird Lake. The project will include a welcome cafe and waterfront lounge inside the intake building with food and/or drinks and seating for everyday use, as well as an amenity porch on the north facade of the intake building for sitting and gathering, a porch yard in the outdoor space between Cesar Chavez and the intake building with seating areas, gathering spaces, and of course, the trail. And of course, the long-awaited Seaholm Perch will be a new favorite space for viewing and gathering at Lady Bird Lake. With the signing of our agreement with the city, we're taking on even more maintenance and operational responsibilities of all of Town Lake Metropolitan Park on which the trail sits. In the first phase of this agreement, we are focusing on natural areas, continuing our increasing ecological restoration efforts over the past few years. The natural areas around the lake provide an important refuge for wildlife within the city and connect riparian corridors as well as numerous protected areas up and downstream. Wildlife comes to the site for food, water, and shelter provided by the lake and the surrounding natural areas. Without healthy stands of emergent vegetation, these animals are disappearing from the largest and most complete natural area in downtown Austin. We look forward to increasing our efforts to restore these habitats. We're also working to increase ground cover and understory and minimize impacts of invasive trees and aggressive vines. This work has resulted in improved shoreline and floodplain health along the lake while still addressing aesthetic concerns of our trail users. The Trail Conservancy also manages greenhouse operations and grows commercially unavailable native plants for our restoration project. Our volunteers are a critical key to our work in shoreline restoration and ecological uplift. Just this year, our volunteers have assisted with planting over 3,500 plants, moving over 400 yards of mulch to protect our beloved shade trees, seeded over 3.5 acres of wildflower meadows, and picked up over 4,200 pounds of trash from the trail and parkland. September marks the return of our weekly public volunteer events, where community members can come together and do everything from plant seedlings, mulch trees, and pick up trash. We're also working to program the trail and bring more art and culture to life in this beloved space. To guide future public art in this space, we are in the final stages of an arts and culture plan for the trail and adjacent parkland. You might have seen or been a part of the launch of this plan with the community event we called Common Waters. We brought together local artists to design, fabricate, and install a floating wetland on the lake, which made its way down the lake in a community procession of live music, a parade of paddleboarders and kayakers, and a celebratory blessing at the final anchoring place on the southeast shores of the lake. You can still make your voice a part of this effort by visiting our website or joining us on October 8th for our next community engagement event. It will also be the unveiling of our newest installation of Fortlandia, a partnership with the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. This year's fort is called Phoenix Trail, and we could not be more excited to bring this installation to the trail experience. We would also love for you to join us on one of our many programming opportunities on the trail. Music on the Trail is every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m., a program we've continued since the fall of 2020, which has allowed us to hire over 180 local musicians and partner with groups such as ATX Musicians and HAM. We are also relaunching our monthly Flow and Thrive workout sessions from yoga to boot camps, so keep an eye out for those opportunities on our website. Also stay tuned for a new family-friendly scavenger hunt on the trail with prizes. You'll learn about everything from the oldest tree on the trail to historical highlights over the past 50 years of the trail experience. The Ann and Roy Butler Hike and Bike Trail is the very heart of Austin. The trail is our reprieve. It is the place we go to enjoy nature, play with family, and enjoy recreational activities. The trail is the place where Austin comes together and thrives. The Trail Conservancy exists with the mission to protect, enhance, and connect the Ann and Roy Butler Hike and Bike Trail for the benefit of all. But our work wouldn't be possible without your help. We are excited about the projects I just mentioned and the many other things coming down the pike, enhancing the almost 300 acres of parkland that make up the trail. Your support through donations, membership, and volunteerism will help make a meaningful impact on the next 50 years of the Ann and Roy Butler Hike and Bike Trail. Join us today by becoming a trailhead.